What is up, guys? OddEYES Lumia here today, and I have a sweet little video for your viewing pleasure. This is my 4th place locals Sky Striker deck with the current ban list. So Engage is at 1. It was an 18-man tournament. It was a lot of fun. I only lost 1 game, and that was to Dinos, and that was probably my best game of the night too. Shout out to Travis. He also has a YouTube channel. It's called HOWIE something. So sorry about butchering that, but I'll put the link in the description below. Go check out his videos. He has some pretty sweet like on-play gameplay videos, like Resident Evil. He likes a lot of those games, and so his channel is pretty sweet. Go check it out. But yeah, we're gonna get into this feature. I have so we're gonna start out with the monsters in the deck. This is my little Lumia and whatnot. Okay, so we have 3 Ray for obvious reasons. Ray's incredible. Best starter in the deck, hands down, because she can both dodge a lot of effects that would like try and like pop her off. Like say they book a Mooner, or say they try to like pop her. You can use her effect to quick effect go into a link and whatnot. Or you could just normal link into one of the Sky Strikers, and they then her effect is in the grave. It still activates. So if she were to pop that Sky Striker, she comes back, and then you can quick effect activate her effect if you did that turn. So really cool. Ray's like obviously, you know, Ray's Bae. She's the best starter in the deck, hands down. And so I'll go and put her over here. Then I got the second best is Rose. Rose is fantastic. It's one of the only ways you can get over Dragoon without Kaijus. Really cool interaction with her is you go Hayate battle phase, attack their Predapla Anaconda. During the battle phase, Hayate will mill Rose. Anaconda will die. You'll special summon Rose. You'll negate Dragoon for the turn. If you already bait his negate, you just steal him and link him away. Fan-freaking-tastic. So yeah, she has a really cool effect that like when you normal summon or special summon a Sky Striker Ace monster, she special summons from the hand, and then if you destroy an opponent's link monster in the extra monster zone, she special summons from the grave. Fantastic, fantastic card. The only other two monsters in the deck are Effect Veiler. I do run the access code Celine package because it's just so fantastic, and the Hida and Lina package, so this makes a lot of sense. I don't run Halk or Needle Fiber. In testing, I saw that I didn't use him as much, and it's very rare when I actually go into this. So normally I'll just go into Hida or Lina and go full combo, which is fantastic. Then we'll go into the one-ofs. We have 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones, 1 Eagle Booster, 1 Reinforcements of the Army, 1 Terraforming, 1 Mystic Mine. I hate the card, but it is very necessary, and it does come up, and you know, it's better to have it than not to have it. So those are my one-offs. And the reason I opted to not play in like more hand trap based version is mine's a lot more back row heavy. I've just noticed that works a lot better in this current format, and so you'll see like the package and why I use more back row heavy version. So all right, so for my 2s, we have 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. Fantastic card. Also works as a starter with Area 0. You can pop your own Area 0 to special summon a Ray if you need a Ray. Also hits back row removal. Pops the pesky cards like Anti-Spell and Imperial Order. Cards that really wreck this deck. I actually did get Imperial ordered by a Blue Eyes player, and it was a fun time versus setting all my stuff and activating, so I had to play very carefully. So go ahead and enjoy those beautiful ghosties. So then this is the Spice. I really like this card in this deck. Sky Strikers want to go second a majority of the time, because then you can Hayate dump and then get your engage and then engage in Kagari. Or if you, you can go first in the deck pretty easily. But I just noticed that this card just hands down just is fantastic in this deck because you like one of the big ones that happened in the tournament was playing the same Blue Eyes player. He had a number 38, a Dragoon, and a I think it was an alternative and whatnot. All I know is he had a big bunch of monsters, and this card like it was spicy because it like straight up played this and then played the lovely Afterburners, and then Kagari back my Afterburners and just popped both his monsters and then took control of his Blue Eyes and linked it off. It was gnarly. This card breaks boards. Like, fantastic. Honestly, I would use droplets if I had it, but I like Dark Rulers no more for that effect that it can't be negated by monster effects. It's just fantastic. The reason I run a more back row heavy, 3 Solemn Judgment, Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, Twin Twisters even. It's a very real thing. I like making my opponent neg, in a sense, for playing cards like that. Of course, with Harpy's Feather Duster and Lightning Storm, we really just both neg on our, it's 1-for-1, but on Twin Twisters, it's like a 1-for-2, which is fantastic. They can't hit my back row, and it just makes it easier for me to set up. So then the engine in the deck, I have, you know, the best card in the deck, obviously, Engage. The fact that Konami brought this back to 1 is mind-blowing. This card is so dumb. So freaking dumb. Like, I'm so happy it's back. Sky Striker, when I first got back into the game, was one of the decks that kind of fallen out of favor due to Widow Anchor being limited and stuff like that. And so I picked up the deck super cheap, and I've had the core forever, and it's been one of my favorite decks to play, completely honest. I love the controlling aspect. I love how it kind of feels like you're playing old school Yu-Gi-Oh! In a sense, where you just play the one monster, and then you set a bunch of traps, and it's like, aha, you ran into my trap card, Yu-Gi, and stuff like that. So, yeah. And beautiful, beautiful Engage. So, then, 2 Potted Desires. This card, oh, yeah, okay. So this card can either win you games or it can completely screw you. There was a game I was playing against Dino Wrestler player, actually. It was a very interesting game. But I banished all my Rays. So I had Kagari continuously bringing back Hornet drones to keep going into my combos, and that was kind of tough. So obviously I only run it at 2. It's very situational. It is nice to get that extra draw and set up that extra back row, but it is incredibly situational. Make sure you're either dumping with your Outsay to get your Ray in the grave already, and like Foolish Burial Goods or Shizuku the first turn to get your Engage, so you don't banish those. So, okay, so yeah, the Foolish Burial Goods. This card is so fantastic in this deck. Turn 1, Foolish Burial Goods into a Kagari, into an Engage. Whoo-wee! Man, it's nice, because you're going to burn through so many spells already, just with the way I have this set up in this deck. Also, the Toon Table of Contents engine is a very fantastic engine in this, because you can go into the Cyber Dragon, and then Toon Cyber Dragon special summons. You have an Area 0 target pop. Fantastic. It also helps you fuse away like problematic cards like Appaloosa, because you can always fuse into that one dragon. Gets an extra monster zone with this Cyber Dragon monster. Like, fantastic. Don't run it in this current build, but I just thought I'd give you the ideas. So I run 3 Foolish Burial Goods. Foolish any of my spell cards, which makes this deck stupid with Kagari, because, yeah. So Metal Foes Fusion for that extra draw power. Fantastic card. It's also great pop fodder, so you can continuously draw. Very underrated card in Sky Strikers. 1, multi-roll. For the grind, multi-roll is just fantastic, because you can, every time you activate a spell, Sky Striker spell, it's, sorry, makes it, so you can bring back 1 at the end of the turn, but if it is sent to the graveyard, again, it is removed from game. But there are ways around that, and you'll see in my sideboard a specific little trick I use with that. So, multi-roll. It also makes it so all your Spell Striker spells are Spell Speed 4, which is freaking-tastic. Second best card in the deck, probably. If not the third, I don't know. Shark Cannon is an incredible card. This card won me games. There was straight up a turn where, like against the dinosaur player, shout out to Travis again, where I revived his UTC and his Ultimate Conductor Tyranna. And I was sitting on it, and I was just like, oh, you know, I'll just pop it when I want to and set all your monsters face down. Fantastic card. Fan-freaking-tastic card. But yeah, it lets you DD Crow pretty much a card in the graveyard, a monster in the graveyard. And then if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can special summon it to your side of the field, which is fan-freaking-tastic. 2 Afterburners. Card's underrated, and I honestly want to bump it to 3. I don't mind drawing into this card because it's like old school Smashing Ground. It's a fantastic freaking card. It baits, negates. It's like, and it like doubles is like 2 for 1s if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard. So it pops a monster on the field and pops a face down card on the field, face down spell or trap. So fantastic. Oh, it doesn't even face down. Just 1 spell or trap on the field. So yeah. I don't run any jamming waves. I run 1 in my sideboard, just for more spell disruption, spell trap disruption. Second best card in the deck, Widow Anchor. It is a enemy controller plus a Fiendish Chain. Or not Fiendish Chain. Well, technically, yeah, because your monster can attack. No, sorry. It is an enemy controller plus a effect veiler, pretty much. Where it just negates the monster's effect, and then if you control 3 or more, you can take control of it. Fantastic in this deck, so you can actually link climb super easy with it. And then the final cards of the deck, 3 Area 0, another starter. Kind of, what do we call this? It's a pot of duality for the deck, only it doesn't make it so you can't special summon. Execute the top 3 cards of your deck, and well, target 1 card on the field. Execute the top 3 cards of your deck. Add a Sky Striker spell or trap from among them to your hand. And if you do, pop the card on the field, which is fantastic. But it has to be your side of the field. It'd be awesome if you could pop your opponent's side, but yeah. So that is the main deck. And now we will go into the extra deck. Best Girl, obviously. 3 Kagari. This card being at 3 blows my freaking mind. They brought Engage back. We have Widow Anchor at 3. Like, whew, man. I'm not complaining, though. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous gold rare. It's like one of my favorite gold rares. I don't have the ultis, unfortunately. So this is the best I can go for. But she's my favorite. So then we got 3 Shizuku. She is the Rhoda for the deck. At the end of the turn, if you can add a Sky Striker spell from your deck to your hand that you do not control in your graveyard, with a different name from one in your graveyard pretty much, and add it to your hand, which is fantastic. It's a good turn 1 if you're going first, because you just add Engage, and then you set up for your opponent's turn. And what's nice is that it's really hard to OTK this deck, because every time they die, you can go in the Ray. Ray can go into Kaina and negate an effect, and then they have to get over, well, negating the monster attack, and then they have to get over a Kaina as well. So it's fantastic. I love this deck. Hayate, she's the Foolish of the deck. Fantastic card. Honestly, with just mine and her, you can win the game by continuously poking them. They have 2 monsters and they can't get out. But yeah, the combo with Rose makes this card fantastic. Being able to get over Dragoon without Kaijus or anything like that. So yeah, we have 3 of her. And then 1 Kaina. Kaina is just, it helps in time. It helps, you know, if you need to make sure they're not going to OTK you. And, you know, it's just a fantastic target that also points down, which is important because you can go into closer to OTKs with the deck because of that. So 1 Zeke, or Zeke. Zeke is fantastic. It's a problem remover. You can also get some damage in. It also gets pesky monsters that you steal from your opponents, so you can use your spell cards again off the field. So fantastic card. It also works with Area 0 to get Ray, so you can go even more damage into like Hayate. It's fantastic. So then the Charmer package. I run Hida and I run Lina. Between Eldritch and Drytron, Lina is fantastic. The only way I get into Lina, though, is I either have to steal one of their lights or Nibiru. I can't, because I think that's the only light I really run in the deck. And I think Veiler's a light. So that's okay. Yeah, Veiler's a light, so I can go in the light with Veiler. That was the one I took out for Halkifrax. I felt like it worked better, and it actually pulled the UTC from my opponent's graveyard for the dinosaur deck. And I was able to use that and go full combo with, the lovely Celine. Celine is, oh my lord, so good with the Charmer package. These are spellcasters, so that just makes it kind of ridiculous. But Celine has this cool effect that takes one monster and a spellcaster to special or link summon. Then you can, equal to the number of spells you have in your graveyard, she gains spell counters, and then you remove 3 spell counters to special summon one of the spellcasters back from your graveyard that you linked off pretty much. And then you can go into the big boy. Access Code. Access Code is the boss monster of this deck. It's fan-freaking-tastic. This card ends games. Because you target Celine, it becomes a 5300, and then you just have so many different attributes in your grave to banish, you can just nuke their entire board. Very, very good card. There's a reason it's sitting at like $150. So, but yeah, guys, that was my Sky Striker deck profile. I do recommend giving it a try. It's a lot of fun. I did like this package a little more than the hand trap variants. So if you guys know anyone who likes Force of Will, Pokemon, a bunch of other TCGs, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and Magic the Gathering, tell them to hit up my channel, give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. OddEYES, Lumia out.